Hello.
Hello and welcome again to episode 3 of the Armstrong Motor Group podcast.
Yeah, I'm Cameron Officer, and
I'm Steve Vermeulen.
my Twitter handle will be here. Steve's will be there.
Yeah,
inside
inside
a
this
beautiful car, which we'll talk about soon. We're just going for an amble in the country, so we thought it'd bring you up to date on a few newsy items first.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, we've sort of done the news thing in the last 2 episodes, so I thought change it up a little bit.
Fair enough.
Talk about a couple of models, given that we're at the end of 2014, a couple of models that we expect to see in New Zealand next year. And so I've picked the Audi TT, which...
No, I haven't even seen photos of this. I haven't caught up on this one. So is it a real departure as far as
No, well, that's why I think it's quite nice, and that it's definitely changed. It's a lot more sharper, and it's sort of, the nose is more, I don't know, masculine and sort of edgier.
Probably something that might have needed to happen in a lot of people's opinion, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd say so, but it definitely hasn't forgotten who it is. In terms of what I really love about it is the technology, and obviously Audi, it's a technology brand, but the technology that TT brings with it is just really cool.
Is the TT still, is it with all the RS models and obviously everything like that, there's a real hierarchy of models within Audi's family. Is the TT still perceived as kind of a leader as far as bringing that sort of new technology in? Is that what it's, because it was kind of such a departure in the old days, you know, when it first arrived.
Exactly.
Is it kind of still sort of hold a special place with Audi, do you think? I suppose it does.
No,
it's got a following, hasn't it? So.
Yeah. I remember when that first generation one came out and driving it, and it seemed almost like quite a pared back kind of a car.
Right.
Not really a technology leader at the time. It was
more of a, like what MX-5 was to Mazda kind of thing.
It was very stripped back, all about the sort of the sport.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know if it is that kind of a car, to be honest, but I think it's just in the timeline of, it's perhaps the first of a new series of technology evolutions and things like that. So some of the technology that I've seen online, and you can check it out on YouTube and things, but even just like the LED indicators on the outside, they're kind of progressive, so they sort of start and sort of like animated. Oh, really? Illumination sort of thing. So they when
the indicator goes on.
It's not just a flash. It's like a roof, you know, a roof.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're talking in design language now. I don't really understand.
Exactly, yeah. So things like that. But the thing that I really think would be pretty cool if the specification makes it to New Zealand. So Audi New Zealand, make sure this happens. Is the instrument cluster. It's essentially a high definition digital display.
Really? Wow.
The entire instrument cluster.
So it's a TFT screen, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Which is like a
is
thin
that
film
like
transistor. Well, it's where you've got a virtual screen. So.
Right. Well, in that case, yes, it is one of those types of screens.
Oh, cool.
I thought a TFT screen was like, you know, the little green cursor from Apple Macintosh circa 1981. But
actually, am I getting my... Because the TFT screen I know was, I think Land Rover, one of the first companies to bring that out, and that was where you had a centre console screen in the centre console, and the driver could be looking at navigation, and the passenger could be watching or fiddling with the radio stations on the same screen. So the screen's cut into slithers, and so depending on the view you're looking at, you see two different things out of the same screen. I don't know if that's the... I don't know.
Wow.
You never say we're over-researched, that's for sure.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's actually quite an old thing now. That's like that's 2007, 8, 2009 technology. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really was good at my job as a motor journalist.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe I dreamt that. I don't remember.
No, what this does have is, like you say, the rev counter can come from the side into the centre, and then when you're looking at your satellite navigation, the entire display becomes the map, and you can.
That's cool.
Your speedometer and rev counter can zoom away down to sort of a minimal display, and then they pop back up again, and you can configure it all from your hand and slide things over from the steering wheel. It's just so you can like not touch the instrument cluster, but with the controllers on the wheel, it's sort of like sliding things like apps and
Oh my God.
The other cool car that I think be sort of quite an exciting introduction, for similar reasons, but also slightly different reasons, is the Jaguar XE.
Yeah. Now explain where this fits in the range. So this is smaller than an XF.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Is that right?
I guess it is sort of like it's Jag's 3 or 5 series, if you like. It's
I suppose if the XF is like a 5 series or an E class.
Yeah, then this is the C class.
This is the C class
series of Jags.
Right.
And so, by that very description on its own, it's quite exciting in that Jag really hasn't had a car. They've always had medium-sized car for a long time.
Well, I guess X-Type was.
Think back to when the XF was launched, and it was heralded as the car that's going to bring new audiences to the Jaguar brand. I don't know if it really did that as well as it could.
I think it brought a bigger audience, but probably the same demographic as always.
That's a really good point. It definitely brought new people to the brand, but still more of the same. What I like about the XE is that it's smaller, more nimble, lightweight, and it is the type of car that's going to introduce a younger audience to the brand,
that's right.
And potentially women as well.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, when was the last time you saw a female
driving a big XJ or a F or
so definitely the car I think that will introduce the brand to a new audience.
Because there's also they've long rumoured not a hatchback, like a crossover as well, haven't they? There's a couple of concepts floating around about that, but they've obviously from a pure manufacturing point of view, they've gone with this XE as this is the smaller, more I guess more female friendly vehicle.
Yeah, well, and there's definitely there's going to be Jaguar SUVs which are going to be again opening the brand up to new audiences and stuff like that. But as a sedan, I think this has got a lot of things going for it. It's got some really cool technology in it also, like apps. It has an app. I
love the way you go. That's what that is. It's got an app.
Do you want to just expand on that?
No, I don't know what you mean. No.
What it can do is you can be sitting in your office
and looking at your car.
Yeah, with your cell phone, and you can.
Dial up the temperature or dial up the seat warmers or
meet me around the back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That is cool.
It's a Wi-Fi hotspot as well.
That is cool. I mean, that is quite.
So we could be driving along now.
Yeah.
Our passengers in the back, kids or whatever, can be playing their Candy Crush or Angry Birds and not, at least they may be racking up massive amounts of debt on your credit card,
that's
but
right.
At least your data bill will be intact.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, fair enough. That's cool. I like the idea of a car being a Wi-Fi hotspot. That's really it works for people like me. Freelance. I'm on the road a lot.
Yeah, well, when the Jag owner goes camping.
Yeah.
They can then log into their.
That's right.
I don't know if that really happens so much, but
yeah, because I mean they're big campers. I think the Jag owners traditionally roughing it in general, Yeah.
So I think those two cars are two that I'm really looking forward to. I mean, there's others that are on the way as well. XC90, Volvo XC90.
XC90. Now, we've got to say that the current XC90, which has been the current XC90 for 10 years.
Back in 2009, I rated the XC90, which at the time it was already, several years into its cycle.
Yes.
I rated that as the best SUV on the market, and I stand by that it still is one of the most in terms of practicality and style, comfort, safety, obviously.
Yeah.
It's just a really amazing all-rounder, and I love them. So I'm really looking forward to the XC90 and to see exactly what changes that brings with it as well.
Absolutely. Oh, cool. There's a lot of things to look forward to in 2015. That's for sure.
If there has ever been an automotive brand to take an existing technology and turn it up to 11, it is Audi. As the emissions challenge car makers face grows increasingly stringent, Audi has turned to hybrid, or in their terminology, e-tron drivetrains, to help deliver sustainable motoring for the masses. As expected, Audi hasn't done things by halves with their take on hybrid technology. It is, at its core, as user-friendly as an everyday car. But for those who choose to get more involved with the e-tron's user interface and menu system, you'll uncover this is truly a car to continuously satisfy the technology fiend. And now it's here, with Audi announcing the A3 e-tron product availability in New Zealand from early 2015. To find out more, we spoke to Audi New Zealand's General Manager, Dean Sheed. Dean, how long has Audi been working with hybrid technology?
Well, we've been working on this e-tron project now for over 2 years. The company's had hybrids in markets around the world now for about 4 years. However, in this market, we've said no to the standard hybrids until the plug-in hybrid technology evolved, and we've been working on the plug-in hybrid technology for almost 2 years now.
So why is now the right time for Audi to bring that plug-in hybrid to the market?
Now's the right time for our plug-in hybrid because of the technology level in the car and the acceptance and also what we can deliver to consumers. So we've now got a car that can have good fuel economy, but actually the average Kiwi can go wherever they need to go, into city or around town, showing great sporty characteristics and great fuel economy at the same time.
So explain some of the call-out features and specifications of the drivetrain and charging procedures and things.
Yeah, sure. Well, our e-tron drivetrain is actually two components. One is we've got a standard petrol engine, so a 1.4 TFSI engine, and we've also got an electric motor as well. So the combinations of these two, the electric motor and the petrol engine, delivers about 150 kilowatts and about 350 newton meters of torque. That gives you an acceleration 0 to 100 of about 7.6 seconds, so definitely no slouch. You've got 350 newton meters there from zero, and a top speed, well, it's in excess of 200, so that's a license losing top speed.
So fair to say no significant difference then in terms of driving experience?
No, in fact, what we've tried to make, and in fact our total philosophy on our e-cars, are actually to make them standardised and normal. So we've worried about changing the world so you can live your everyday life as you would normally do it. So we've worried about the technology. Obviously, you've got a fuel tank in the back that you need to top up, but you've also got the key feature change, which is the ability to charge the vehicle in overnight. Through a very simple process, which once again is automatic. You just take the plug out, plug it into your wall socket at home, either a standard socket or an upgraded 16 amp socket, and you have a charge time anywhere between 2 hours 15 to about 3.5 hours. So that's the key significant difference for a consumer. But you can drive with zero emissions and zero fuel consumption along your daily drive route.
What about dealer networks and things like that? I mean, is there specific servicing requirements? Do they need to take it anywhere specific?
Yeah, very good question. We've once again standardised that as well. So when you buy an Audi A3 e-tron, it comes with a full 3-year motoring plan. Your normal scheduled services still maintained, so that's essentially once a year for a scheduled service. And our dealer network, every dealer is an e-tron dealer. So you have full sales and service backup by every Audi dealer in the country.
In terms of the product specification, where does each e-tron sit in regards of creature comforts and features?
Yeah, sure. Well, this particular car sits at a very high technology level, obviously. It actually sits above our standard A3 model range and a little below our high-performance S3. So you have a car with 150 kilowatts, with 350 newton meters of torque, but you have a lot of creature comforts. You have LED daytime driving lights by xenon headlamps. You have satellite navigation. You have a reversing camera, etc. So it's a very high spec. You've got leather and cloth seats in the car and a very sporty exterior with good size alloy wheels.
Fast forward a couple of years, Dean, where do you see Audi's
hybrid program for New Zealand?
I'd like to see in the future 15-20% of our model range being e-trons. So e-tron is not a specific model, it's a brand. We just happen to be launching e-tron with the A3 World Car of the Year first up, and then we'll spread that family out, and who knows, the Q7 may come to this market as an e-tron, and then we have a range of models after that. So a consumer can choose between a petrol, a diesel, or an electric vehicle if they want zero emissions and very low fuel consumption.
Right, well, good news, I've got the camera in a better spot now, so it's not cutting off half our heads.
Oh, it's all right. Nobody wants to see the full, both of us in full
right.
anyway, I'm sure.
This side's the worst side.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, as long as you get this side, I'm all right. So we're in a Mercedes Benz C-250, the new C-Class from Mercedes Benz.
All new C-250.
All new C, and I tell you what, this is just a phenomenal car.
Isn't it?
It is. I mean, when I picked this up about 3 days ago, and I've got to say, honestly, I'm glad I didn't say it out loud to anybody because I would have felt very foolish. But I thought it was an E-Class. I saw it sitting there. I thought, oh, that's not mine. And I walked straight past it and realised when I came back out, oh no, this is the car. This is a C-Class. It's just, I don't know if it's dimensionally. I don't think it's grown a huge amount, but just
well,
it has grown.
It has grown.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
about 90 mils.
Oh, okay. Well, that's reasonable, I suppose. Yeah,
Lines,
it looks more imposing. The front end on this thing is just so chiseled and aggressive looking. It's fantastic. I mean, it just gives such a
stunning.
It really does look beautiful. It's gorgeous. This particular car, and you'll see some, possibly even now as I transcribe the look of the car, you'll see some shots of it exterior. This has got an AMG kit on it, which is worth about $3-4 grand or thereabouts.
AMG line $3.5 grand. Well,
yeah, but I think
honest,
that's
money well spent.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's got some gorgeous alloys on it, side skirts. You also get, there's another option. This has got this beautiful panoramic moonroof, which is actually fixed, but it's got 2 blinds, so it's got a partition for the rear seat as well, so you can actually have some light going into the rear. And
so these can open independently of each other.
Oh no, I don't know if they can actually. In saying that, I think we'll close it over now. I think you'll see. No, I think it starts getting to a point. No, it's actually just.
Oh, I see. Oh, so the 2 blinds are. That's okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's quite cool. I don't know.
Whoops.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean it was independent. Jeez. No, but I mean, there's some just incredible features in this car. There's also a brand new. It's quite funny actually. This is a bit transitional in a way. There's a new sort of touch screen, a new controller to access all the infotainment aspects of the car and the car data. It's like a mouse style touch screen hand controller, but they've also retained the dial, and you'll see pictures of this in a sec. But there's also a dial, and I can't help wondering, they do the same thing. So they basically do exactly the same thing. Right. So I wonder if this is kind of like an interim thing where they're actually going to do away with the dial at some point.
Oh, and just go
to the I kind of like the dial. I think it's, I don't know, I'm just so used to the dial.
It's more tactile. And more definitive when you go through mode or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. I always worry about these things where you don't know how hard to press. I mean, again, it's something you learn. You own the car. You're going to learn how to use it properly within a few days. But it's kind of.
It does have an actual.
Yeah, it's got like a
feedback on the button.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's just like a little touch pad that you can scroll through. I get it.
It gives you all your.
I'd enjoy playing with it, but it's good to have the more traditional dial there as well.
Yeah, but also you've still got shortcut keys in the centre console, so you've got media, radio, and navigation. Yeah. So you hit those.
And that centre console.
It's just incredible, eh?
I think that centre console is probably one of the best.
Look at these machined toggle switch type design.
So you were saying that the timber in this is all made from a single tree.
It's all made from a single tree.
Make sure that the grain and the
it's all matching. And it's just
consistent.
Beautiful, eh? And then there's all this brushed kind of metal look is just really elegant.
So it does have a couple of options. The Vision package AMG package and metallic paint. So
What's the
we're
base?
looking at starting price for this car would be 86,900. We're looking at 96,350.
See, I think
But
that's
what
pretty. I mean, what?
the interior, to be honest, feels like you're sitting in something worth far more than a sub 100k car.
Oh, it does.
I think this is something you would have seen, you know, in
It's just
super
yeah.
luxury cars.
Yeah.
You know.
It really is just a beautifully turned out vehicle inside and out. This, I mean, it's a C-Class, but it feels like it's as roomy as an E-Class inside.
Yeah,
There's so
definitely.
much room. And my seat, I mean, I've got relatively long legs and my seat's way back. There's still heaps of room in the back there.
There is.
Yeah.
There really is.
It's got a huge amount of cabin space.
Yeah. No,
Boots,
there's a lot of
boots
legroom
enormous.
behind
It's got a it's got an automatic. It's got now a couple of points about this car that have completely changed my mind about these bits of technology. The first is stop and start. Now,
Okay.
I habitually get into a car with stop and start, I turn it off immediately.
Yeah.
I do want to help the planet, I do want to have my tank of gas go further, but I just get really annoyed with the car stopping, literally
Yeah,
stopping
well,
and
that's
start.
a
If you're not familiar
generational
with
thing, yeah.
if you're not familiar with stop and start, the engine, when you've got the system running, the engine switches off when you come to a complete stop. Take your foot off the accelerator, put your foot on the brake.
Automatically starts again. And
Starts
there you
again
go.
as soon as you go. So it's a fuel and emission saving measure. Tell you what, this is the first car, and I said this to Mercedes Benz, and I'm not blowing smoke. This is the first car I've got in with this technology, and I haven't bothered turning it off because it is so seamless. It is
Yeah,
so
I was going to say, I didn't even
unobtrusive.
realise it was.
Yeah,
it is
it's really,
done.
really good. No, I'm really impressed. No, it really is. I mean, it's probably my favourite luxury vehicle
would
I've
have to
driven
say-
all year. I'd say.
Yeah,
Right
I
at the end of the year, it's.
Now, this is in the running for a car of the year, and by the time this goes to air,
It probably
I'm
will be
sure
drawn.
it probably will have been announced. But
Yeah.
look, I think it absolutely is deserving of
It is.
the nomination for sure. It is. I when you said when I emailed you to arrange this podcast, and you said you had the car, and I said, oh, what's it like? And you said it's pretty bloody fantastic. And when I turned up, I wasn't expecting it to be just as impressive as this is.
No.
Like the C-Class has always been a great car, but it has never been this level of opulence.
No.
I don't think it feels like something truly special when you sit in this. It's a beautiful car.
The C, and I mean, Mercedes Benz certainly know how to spec a vehicle. There's no question there. But the C, I guess, has always felt a bit like an entry point into the range. This feels like you rewarded yourself big time. I mean, this feels like a tycoon's car. This is incredible.
Sub 100k car that has just stunning features. So what's it like dynamically?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Really beautifully weighted steering. Really punchy. It's a 2 litre. Despite the 250 badge, it's actually a 2 litre. I can't remember. They've got the kilowatts there in that piece of paper, but it's
155 kilowatts. So it's relatively modestly powered.
But it
350 newton meters of torque though. So 6.6 seconds.
And the best thing next year, C63. That's what we want. The AMG.
Yeah.
This has got the AMG kit. It looks $1 million. Imagine what the real full fruit AMG is going to be like. Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I can't wait for the AMG estate, actually, more specifically. I've always loved Mercedes-Benz estates.
I know.
Always loved them. I've always done them. Right back to the W123.
C63 AMG estate.
Oh, just awesome.
Just such a cool car.
Yeah. So that'll be really something to look out for in 2015 as well.
Great. Well, I think that's pretty much all we've got time for today. Thank you for tuning in for our initial episodes this year in 2014. We will continue them into the new year.
Absolutely.
But we will take a break. God, I hope I can actually get this online before the new year. I haven't got a great record.
If not, I hope you enjoyed your summer holidays, and I hope autumn's treating you well.
Yeah.
But thanks for
please,
tuning in.
Yeah, please be safe on the roads, obviously, and enjoy your holidays. And we will be back next year with more exciting cars.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, and obviously we'll still be manning the email and all that sort of stuff
our
over
YouTube channel. Please subscribe.
Yep.
And obviously the Armstrong Motor Group Facebook page. Please like us on there and follow us on all of those social channels.
In the meantime, see you later.
See you.